Lo siento. Pero yo no quiero ser emperador. Ese no es mi oficio. No quiero gobernar ni conquistar a nadie, sino ayudar a todos si fuera posible, judíos y gentiles, blancos o negros. Tenemos que ayudarnos unos a otros. Los seres humanos somos así. Queremos hacer felices a los demás, no hacerlos desgraciados. No queremos odiar ni despreciar a nadie. En este mundo hay sitio para todos. La buena tierra es rica y puede alimentar a todos los seres. El camino de la vida puede ser libre y hermoso, pero lo hemos perdido. La codicia ha envenenado las almas. Ha levantado barreras de odio. Nos ha empujado hacia la miseria y las matanzas. Hemos progresado muy deprisa, pero nos hemos encarcelado nosotros. El maquinismo que crea abundancia nos deja en la necesidad. Nuestro conocimiento nos ha hecho cínicos, nuestra inteligencia duros y secos. Pensamos demasiado y sentimos muy poco. Más que máquinas, necesitamos humanidad. Más que inteligencia, tener bondad y dulzura. Sin estas cualidades, la vida será violenta. Se perderá todo. Los aviones y la radio nos hacen sentirnos más cercanos. La verdadera naturaleza de estos inventos exige bondad humana. Exige la hermandad universal que nos una a todos nosotros. Ahora mismo mi voz llega a millones de seres en todo el mundo. A millones de hombres desesperados, mujeres y niños. Víctimas de un sistema que hace torturar a los hombres y encarcelar a gentes inocentes. A los que puedan oírme les digo, no desesperéis. La desdicha que padecemos no es más que la pasajera codicia y la amargura de hombres que temen seguir el camino del progreso humano. El odio de los hombres pasará y caerán los dictadores, y el poder que le quitaron al pueblo se le reintegrará al pueblo. Y así, mientras el hombre exista, la libertad no perecerá. Soldados, no os rindáis a esos hombres, que en realidad os desprecian, os esclavizan, reglamentan vuestras vidas y os dicen lo que tenéis que hacer, que pensar y que sentir. Os barren el cerebro, os ceban, os tratan como a ganado y como a carne de cañón. No os entreguéis a estos individuos inhumanos, hombres máquinas, con cerebros y corazones de máquinas. Vosotros no sois máquinas, no sois ganado, sois hombres. Lleváis el amor de la humanidad en vuestros corazones, no el odio. Solo los que no aman odian, los que no aman y los inhumanos. Soldados, no luchéis por la esclavitud, sino por la libertad. En el capítulo 17 de San Lucas se lee, el reino de Dios está dentro del hombre, no de un hombre ni de un grupo de hombres, sino de todos los hombres, en vosotros. Vosotros, el pueblo, tenéis el poder. El poder de crear máquinas, el poder de crear felicidad. Vosotros, el pueblo, tenéis el poder de hacer esta vida libre y hermosa, de convertirla en una maravillosa aventura. En nombre de la democracia, utilicemos ese poder, actuando todos unidos. Luchemos por un mundo nuevo, digno y noble, que garantice a los hombres trabajo y dé a la juventud un futuro y a la vejez seguridad. Con la promesa de esas cosas, las fieras alcanzaron el poder, pero mintieron, no han cumplido sus promesas, ni nunca las cumplirán. Los dictadores son libres solo ellos, pero esclavizan al pueblo. Luchemos ahora para hacer nosotros realidad lo prometido. Todos a luchar para libertar al mundo, para derribar barreras nacionales, para eliminar la ambición, el odio y la intolerancia. Luchemos por el mundo de la razón. Un mundo donde la ciencia, donde el progreso nos conduzca a todos a la felicidad. Soldados, en nombre de la democracia, debemos unirnos todos.
No society wants you to become wise. It is against the investment of all societies. If people are wise, they cannot be exploited. If they are intelligent, they cannot be subjugated. They cannot be forced in a mechanical life to live like robots. They will assert their individuality. They will have the fragrance of rebellion around them. They would like to live in freedom. Freedom comes with wisdom, and no society wants people to be free. The communist society, the fascist society, the capitalist society, the Hindu, the Mohammedan, the Christian, no society. Because the moment they start using their intelligence, they become dangerous. Dangerous to the establishment. Dangerous to the people who are in power. Dangerous to the haves. Dangerous to all kinds of oppression, exploitation, suppression. Dangerous to the churches. Dangerous to the states. Dangerous to the nations. In fact, a wise man is a fire, alive, a flame. But he cannot sell his life. He cannot serve them. He would like rather to die than to be enslaved.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be, but there was going to be an event, and out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we'd go after Chavez in Venezuela. And sure enough, later 9/11 happened, and I remember he was telling me how how you're gonna see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these places, and there's gonna be this war on terror, which is no real enemy, and the whole thing is a giant hoax, but it's a way for the government to take over the American people.
He told you it was going to be a hoax.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no question. He says, there's going to be war and terror, and he's just laughing. There's no... Who are we fighting? I mean, why do you think 9/11 happened, and then nothing's happened since then? Do you think that our security is so great here that these people who pulled off 9/11, who were able to, can't knock down another plane? Come on, it's ridiculous. 9/11 was done by people in our own government and our own banking system to perpetuate the fear of the American people into subordinating themselves to anything the government wants them to do. That's what it's about, and to create this war, this endless war on terror. And that's why and that was the first lie. And the next lie was going into Iraq, to get Saddam Hussein out with his weapons of mass destruction. That was the next lie.
What do I do every day, Mum? What do I do? Get up, catch the bus, go to work, come back home, eat chips and go to bed. Is that it?
It's what the rest of us do.
But I can't.
Why? Because you're better than us?
No, I didn't mean that. It was a better life. And I don't mean all the travelling and seeing aliens and spaceships and things. That don't matter. The doctor showed me a better way of living your life. You know he showed you too. That you don't just give up. You don't just let things happen. You make a stand. You say no. You have the guts to do what's right when everyone else just runs away.
Hello, I'm Severin Suzuki, speaking for ECHO, the Environmental Children's Organization. We're a group of 12 and 13-year-olds trying to make a difference. Vanessa Setti, Morgan Geisler, Michelle Quigg, and me. We've raised all the money to come here ourselves, to come 5,000 miles to tell you adults you must change your ways. Coming up here today, I have no hidden agenda. I am fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I am here to speak for all generations to come. I am here to speak on behalf of the starving children around the world whose cries go unheard. I am here to speak for the countless animals dying across this planet because they have nowhere left to go. I am afraid to go out in the sun now because of the holes in our ozone. I am afraid to breathe the air because I don't know what chemicals are in it. I used to go fishing in Vancouver, my home, with my dad, until just a few years ago we found the fish full of cancers. And now we hear of animals and plants going extinct every day, vanishing forever. In my life, I have dreamt of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles and rainforests full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. Did you have to worry of these things when you were my age? All this is happening before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time we want and all the solutions. I'm only a child, and I don't have all the solutions. But I want you to realize, neither do you. You don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring the salmon back up a dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal now extinct. And you can't bring back the forest that once grew where there is now a desert. If you don't know how to fix it, please stop breaking it. Here, you may be delegates of your government, business people, organizers, reporters, or politicians, but really, your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, and all of you are someone's child. I'm only a child, yet I know we are all part of a family, 5 billion strong. In fact, 30 million species strong. And borders and governments will never change that. I'm only a child, yet I know we are all in this together and should act as one single world towards one single goal. In my anger, I am not blind, and in my fear, I am not afraid of telling the world how I feel. In my country, we make so much waste. We buy and throw away, buy and throw away, buy and throw away, and yet northern countries will not share with the needy. Even when we have more than enough, we are afraid to share. We are afraid to let go of some of our wealth. In Canada, we live the privileged life, with plenty of food, water, and shelter. We have watches, bicycles, computers, and television sets. The list could go on for 2 days. 2 days ago, here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent time with some children living on the streets. This is what one child told us. I wish I was rich. And if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicines, shelter, and love and affection. If a child on the streets who has nothing is willing to share, why are we who have everything still so greedy? I can't stop thinking that these are children my own age, that it makes a tremendous difference where you are born. That I could be one of those children living in the favelas of Rio. I could be a child starving in Somalia, or a victim of war in the Middle East, or a beggar in India. I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on war was spent on finding environmental answers, ending poverty, and finding treaties, what a wonderful place this earth would be. At school, even in kindergarten, you teach us how to behave in the world. You teach us not to fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creatures, to share, not be greedy. Then why do you go out and do the things you tell us not to do? Do not forget why you are attending these conferences, who you're doing this for. We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of a world we are growing up in. Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying, everything's going to be all right. It's not the end of the world, and we're doing the best we can. But I don't think you can say that to us anymore. Are we even on your list of priorities? My dad always says, you are what you do, not what you say. Well, what you do makes me cry at night. You grown-ups say you love us, but I challenge you, please, make your actions reflect your words. Thank you.
We are on Earth, and the Earth is just one planet in the galaxies. You could compare that to an ant on the patio in this backyard. The ant doesn't know that there's more than the patio here. He just keeps walking. He doesn't know he's just part of of lots of worlds, and the human race is sort of like that. After they've discovered what's up there, they know they're only a little part of the huge galaxy. I think there probably are many different kinds of life forms, cells and organisms. Some may not be visible, some may not have been discovered, and some may be on places we can't go. And they all might have the same perspective as we do on this, that there might be others, and that maybe they can find them someday, but at the moment, they don't know. You never know for sure if there really is anything in the search. It's an endless quest without knowing what your quest is. I think it's realistic at the same time as it is fantasiful. Yeah, it's just very complicated because you have no proof that there's anything out there. The only proof is yourself,
right?
And where you are in the universe, and you can only make theories. You can never know the truth. That's one of the hardest questions there is. I would say what the meaning of your life is what you make it. What you think, what you want your life to be. Nobody can decide what you will do except for you. You have control over yourself. You may not be lucky enough and the odds may be against you, but there's never a definite no that you cannot do this. It may be predestined, but you can change that destiny.
Oh, well, that's tricky, but it's good to know.
I mean, I might be wrong. It might be just scheduled, like some play or something, and you act it not knowing that you're part of it. But all the same, maybe destiny's just telling you. Maybe you just know it, and that's what destiny is. Destiny is a guess of what you know, what it knows about you, and what it knows you would do, what you're